Very good morning to all of you. Myself Dr. Sandeep Mandal from Department of CSE. I am going to take the session or the classes about database management system. Okay. So first, am I properly audible and visible? My WhatsApp number is already mentioned in this slide. Okay. You may send me the messages for any kind of query, any questions, any doubt, whatever. Okay. So I think that I am properly audible and visible to all of you. Those who are viewing from mobile devices, my kind request is that make the resolution at least greater than 480 pixel. Okay. So in YouTube, in your mobile screen settings, check the quality and make it at least more than 480 pixel. Okay, so that you can view the things properly. Okay. So I think that I am properly audible and visible to all of you. Kindly 1 or 2% send me messages through this WhatsApp that sir, you are properly audible and visible. After that I will start the session. Okay, kindly any one of you or two send me a message that sir, you are properly audible and visible, then we will start the discussion. Okay. And one thing is very important, again I am repeating that make your video quality at least 480 pixel whenever you are viewing from mobile devices or desktop, so that you can view each and every slide properly. Okay. So first we are going to discuss the database management system, that what is database management system, why it's helpful, how can we use database management system in our life, that is the thing. Okay. So first we are going to discuss the introduction. Okay, thank you. I received some messages that sir, you are properly audible and visible. Thank you to all of you. Okay, thank you. So today we are going to discuss the topic, that is the introduction of Dbms. Okay. So before starting the discussion, first we discuss about our syllabus, that whatever we are going to learn. Actually our subject code, all of us know that thing, that our subject code, that is PCCCS 403 database management system. Okay. So here total 7 module is there. Okay. In this 7 module, the first module you can see in your screen, the first module is consist of the introductory part, means what is Dbms, what is the concept about the Dbms, what is data, what is file, how the file and data are interrelated and connected, how can you fetch data from your system, and different kind of data models are there. And apart from that, some database languages are there. Database language means basically SQL, MySQL, this kind of language are very important, because whenever you are accessing your data from database, you need some specific kind of a language like SQL or MySQL, this kind of a language to fetch the data. Next we are going to discuss about in module 1, that is the database administrator, means what is the role of the administrator who are managing the database for the user level, that is database administrator. Then we are going to discuss database user, that what type of users are there, how users are categorized, and different kind of database schema and architecture of the database management system. These are prime focus in module 1. Basically in module 1 there are completely introductory part about the data, relation about the data, some data model, database architecture, users, database administrator, schema, this kind of a thing. Okay. Then next, after the brief introduction about the database management system, next we are focusing on the module 2. So in module 1 we need maximum 6 lecture. Within 6 lecture we will cover the module 1 part. Okay. Those who are viewing through mobile devices, again I am requesting that kindly make your video quality at least more than 480 pixel, so that you can view each and every slide properly. Okay. So after completion of module 1 we need maximum 6 to 7 or maximum 5 to 6 lecture for the module 1, means the introductory part. After that we are focusing on the next module, that is the entity relationship model. Entity relationship model is the most important part of the database. Why? Because whenever you are thinking about the data, for example, if I am giving you an example that make a student database like maybe you are creating an Excel file. In your Excel file there are number of columns are there. Okay, in first column probably your name, second column probably your surname, next column probably your roll number, and next column probably your phone number or something. Total 4 column is there. In a student database total 4 column is there: name, surname, roll number and a mobile number. Now if I make another Excel file or any kind of data file, for example your address purpose, that here your name should be there and your address should be there in another column, and your city information or pin code should be in another column. So whenever we are linking this to file, we need some kind of a relationship. That how can you connect this to file? For example, you need some specific values that should be common in both of the file. For example, your name, or for example your mobile number, for example your roll number, whatever. Using this roll number you can find your record from the first file, that is a student database, and from the second file, that is the address database. Now if you consider that in a large organization, if multiple kind of files are there, in large organization like an university, there are separate kind of file. For example, a student database is there, some library database is there, some book database is there, some faculty database is there, for class information some class database is there. Okay, for project information some project database is there. Now if you think that one student should be connected in this all kind of data file or all kind of database, then how can you connect? Meaning is that if a single student is want to connect with the library, for example book database, want to connect with the student database for the registrar section, want to connect with the class database for class purpose, want to connect with the project database for project purpose, then how can you connect? Means you need some kind of a specific relationship or a specific path that this particular student is connected to this particular database. Means you need some link up procedure. So whenever you are creating or handling number of databases, you need some kind of linking procedure, and this linking procedure or the linking procedural information was given by this entity relationship model. Means in our world, whatever information we are fetching, that is considered as the entity, and number of entities are interlinked number of entities are interlinked through some relationship mapping or through some linking procedure, and that thing is considered as entity relationship model. So we are going to discuss this kind of a entity relationship model in module 2. We need some more lectures because some practical examples are there in module 2. So we need at least 7 to 8 lectures for the entity relationship model. Then we are focusing on the next module, that is the relational model. In relational model, our basic term is that the inner part of the data, means whatever we are viewing in our computer screen. Means for example, whenever you are viewing an Excel file in your computer screen, some columns are there, that is name, surname, mobile number, roll number, some columns are there. But what is the actual link up process? Means how the data are interconnected, how the particular name, if I say that some person name is Rahul, how the Rahul name is connected with the surname Roy. Okay, how the name and surname Rahul Roy is connected with a particular mobile number, is connected with a particular roll number. Means the row Rahul Roy is connected with another fields or another values, that is mobile number or his or her roll number. Okay, then it's considered as a single record or a single row. Means how the data fields are interconnected. Okay, for that purpose we need some inner kind of a language that is considered as the relational model. In relational model we are going to discuss about some inner part of the database, that is the relational algebra, relational calculus, some algebraic operation, some algorithmic operation, some view concept, some inner modification concept, some database handling parts are there. Okay, so this core part of the backend of the database management system, that is considered as the relational module, we are going to discuss that thing in module 3. We need some more lecture for that purpose. Next, we are focusing on module 4. In module 4, there are completely practical session, that is the SQL and the integrity constraint. And in SQL and the integrity constraint, you know that thing, that the whole module 4 part, means the SQL and integrity constraint part, that will be covered through our practical session. Means in our practical schedule, we are going to discuss about the module 4, that is SQL and the integrity constraints. In practical module, total 3 faculty member we are there, means Shudeshna ma'am and Sister ma'am is there. We 3 people are going to take the lessons about the SQL and the integrity constraint. Okay, so that is on module 4. Some basics about the practical sessions are there. Okay, next in module 5, some relational database design part are there, means how the inner database or the database are interconnected, or what is the core architecture. Here some key concepts are there, some normalization concepts are there, some BCNF, 1NF, 2NF, 3NF, this kind of concepts are there. Functional dependency, canonical architecture, this kind of concepts are there. Okay, and some key concepts are there in relational database management system. Next, we are going to move to the transaction level. So next in module 6, we need some more lecture, that is 7 to 8 lecture, that is the internal of the Rdbms or relational database management system. Here we are going to learn about the practical architecture about the transaction, means whenever you are inserting your ATM card, for example, whenever you are inserting your ATM card in ATM machine, you put or give some instruction that I need to withdraw some money, and for that purpose some PIN number is required, some transaction procedure is required. Transaction procedure in the sense some specific instruction is required. That means you have to press the withdrawal button, you have to put your amount, then you have to put your PIN, then you have to choose the, some currency details like that, then your transaction is processing. So here in module 6, in internal of Rdbms, we are going to learn about the basic about the transaction. That means how the transaction is processed. How many stages are there, at which stages we can complete the transaction, means after the completion of transaction, what is the display or what is the output message should be shown. And at the transaction processing time, if any kind of failure is there, how it's controlled. Meaning is that whenever you are withdrawing money from your ATM, if any kind of failure is there, how it can be handled. Sometimes you can see that thing that whenever you are trying to withdraw money from your ATM machine, sometimes you put your instruction, put your PIN number, put your amount, but after some time you got the message that your money has been debited from your account, but the cash is not dispensed. So in that kind of scenarios, how the database handled all this situation, means in actual the transaction is not properly completed, but the transaction processing message is already been generated. So in that process we need some backup mechanism to revert back this kind of a transaction. Okay, got my point? So these are the main prima facie of the internal of Rdbms, that is in module number 6. In module number 6, we are going to discuss all this kind of a things. Okay, some physical level of data structure, how the data structure are connected, some query optimization, means how the database query are optimized, what is the cost of the database query for a single database query processing, how much time you required, what is the operational cost or the operational overhead. Okay, this kind of things is required here. And after that we are going to discuss transaction processing, concurrency control. Concurrency control is a very important concept in internal of Rdbms, meaning is that whenever you are handling, for example, that in your system one database is there, one database in the sense, for example, take very simple example, in your computer one Excel file is there. So from this Excel file you are fetching or you are copying some information to another file. At the same time you are copying some other information from the same file to paste another file. Means concurrently you are accessing a single file for the multiple purposes. So in that scenario, how your databases handle this situation, meaning is that whenever you are trying to copy some information from one file to another file, at the same time the changing, probably some changing is required. At the same time, is this change is permittable in the original file or not? So you may see that thing, that whenever you are trying, for example, whenever you are trying to copy some of the folder or file from one machine to another machine through some pen drive or through some other connected LAN devices, then you may see that thing, that at the runtime, when the copying procedure is running on, at the runtime, if you want to change, if you want to do some changes in the original file or original folder, then that thing is not permittable. Means they send you some messages that first you complete that operation, then you can move for the further operation. So that is a kind of a controlling situation for the concurrency control, means how you handle the concurrent procedure. So we know the drawback that in concurrent scenarios no other task should be performed. But if you think for a dual core processor or a quad core processor or a octa core processor, because nowadays you can see that thing, that we have enough storage but we have a limitation of time, means nowadays world is too fast. People know that thing, that they have a multiple type of a storage to handle all this data, but they have a very less number of time. So if you see that thing, that if your computer are connected with some single core processor, means at a time only one operation or one instruction should be processed, then for multiple job you need to wait. Okay, so then in that case your computer may be considered as a backdated computer. So nowadays we are using dual core, octa core, quad core processor, means at a time simultaneously 4 or 5 or 6 instructions are processing. So how we can concurrently process same type of instruction here? Okay, so that thing should be learned using this internal of Rdbms. We are going to discuss that thing at latter part. We need some 6 to 7 lecture for that purposes. Okay, and some locking concept are there, how the data are locked. And at the last module, that is a quite short module, that is module 7, that is file organization and the index structure. In file organization and index structure, yes, I got your messages. Yes, I will surely share the PPT and the syllabus. Okay, no issues. Someone send me the messages, sir, can you share me the syllabus or PPT? I will share the PPT as well as the syllabus, everything after the lecture session. No issues. Each and every day I will share my slides for your notes purposes. Okay, in this group, okay, or to your CR will circulate that thing to you. Okay, and I will surely share the syllabus so that you can take some brief view from that. Okay, no worry about that thing. And at the last module, that is the file organization and the index structure. In the file organization and index structure, some of the part that is very known to you, you already learned some of the part, that is the basics of the file and the record concept, how file are handled, and some how file or records are put on disk. Okay, some fixed or variable length of file records, and there are some hierarchy we are going to discuss here, some single level indexing, primary secondary clustering, and some broad concept about the B tree and the B plus tree. That is very common in your data structure, that is B tree and the B plus tree. So we know it only 3 to 4 or sometimes 4 to 5 lecture for these things. Okay, so here if you calculate the whole syllabus is require at least 35 to 40 lectures. Okay, we need at least minimum 35 to 40 lectures to complete the whole module, means the total 7 module in database management system. So database management system is a huge syllabus, total 7 module is there. We need at least 35 to 40 lectures or hours for that purposes. Okay, so at first day my basic concern is that please don't miss any class, please don't miss any lecture. If you miss a single class or any lecture, then there may be some problem you are facing for link up purposes with the previous lecture session. And one thing is very clear, that if you miss any of your lecture session for any emergency purposes or for any kind purposes, my YouTube link is all time valid. Okay, you can see the YouTube lecture before attending the next session. Okay, that should be keep in your mind. So here total 7 modules are there. I will surely send you the syllabus or share the syllabus in your group so that you can keep some brief idea about that. Okay, I hope that you clear about all these structures, that at module 1 we are going to 1 minute please. So here we are at the first, we are going to discuss the module 1, that is the introductory part. Next ER diagram, next relational model, next is relational database design, and our SQL session, the module 4. Keep in your mind the whole module 4 will be discussed in practical session only, that is on Friday 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Me, Shudeshna ma'am and system ma'am will taking care about that thing. Okay, so these are the whole syllabus. I will share that thing to you. Next we are moving to our regular session. So next we are going to start our syllabus, that is the database management system. In database management system, first we are going to start with our module 1, that is the introduction of database management system. So in introduction of database management system, some basic concepts are there, as we already discussed. Some basic outlines are there, that is the what is the concepts about the database management system, what is Dbms. Next we are going to discuss about the need of the databases, why databases are required. Next we are focusing on the data model, what is the data model, some relational databases are there, how databases are related to each other. Next we are going to discuss about the some database design, how you can design your database, what points should be keep in your mind before starting to design your database. Okay, next the role of the storage manager, what is the role of the database administrator, database user, this kind of things. Next we are focusing on the query processing part, means how query are processed, what is the cost of the query, what is the optimization technique for the query, this kind of a thing. And finally we are ending the module 1 with the concept of the transaction manager or the transaction management. Here some transaction management policies should be there. Okay, so those who are viewing, again I am repeating, make your quality at least make your video quality at least 480 pixel, at least greater than 480 pixels, so that you can view it properly. Okay, or if you make it 720 pixel, then it will be great for viewing. Okay, so next we are going to discuss, next is what is the data. Okay, as we know that thing, nowadays if someone says the what is the precious item in the world, someone say that sir is gold is the most precious item, someone say that sir money is the most precious item, but nowadays you can say that thing that the most precious item in our world, that is the data. Because if you take an example that whatever, for example some people have a great bank balance, some crore of money, some lakhs of money in his or her account. Okay, nowadays using some database concept, you can handle your assets, that is money or some physical assets or some other kind of assets. Okay, using some computerized mode. Book, some students ask me the question, what is the best book? Korth, K-O-R-T-H. Search in your Google database management system by Korth, K-O-R-T-H, Korth. Okay, TMH, publication is Tata McGraw-Hill, TMH publication, and book name is database management system, and 3 writer is there. Okay, one of the writers name is Korth, that is very famous, Korth Dbms book. Okay, you may search in your Google that Dbms by Korth, K-O-R-T-H. Okay, so now back to our example, that nowadays your mobile wallet, your bank account, that should be controlled by some of the data. Means whenever you are accessing your bank account, whenever you want to view your money amount, then you put some data, that you need to put your username, you need to put your password, that should be processed by some validation channel, and after that in secure mode it shows your bank balance. If you want to send some money to your friend, then you may use UPI. Using the UPI, you put your VPA address of your friend, then put your amount, then put your PIN number, then your money may be transferred. So here you can see that thing, that your money transaction, money transfer from one bank account to another bank account means transferring of your physical assets, transferring of your money, transferring of your valuable things, whatever you are thinking, that thing should be processed by the unit part that is considered as the data. Okay, so that's why I am saying that nowadays in our world the most precious item is not your money, it's your data. Okay, so what is data? Data is raw or isolated facts about an entity or any real kind of things. For any real things, for any real kind of things, the raw or the isolated fact that can be considered as the data. For example, any physical identifiable objects must have some kind of a data. For example, one person is there, now you are categorized, this person is male or female, then you categorized that this person is male. After that you categorize what is the person of this male person, maybe for example Rahul Roy. Then you categorized what is the name is Rahul, surname is Roy. Then you categorized that what is the color complexion of this particular person, color complexion may be fair or maybe dark. Okay, what is the height of this person, maybe 6 feet, maybe 7 feet, maybe 6.5 feet, like that. So for any identifiable object, some features are there. Whenever you are recording, or whenever you are recording this isolated facts or the raw facts or the features with some categorized or minimum meaningful information, then it can be considered as the data. Got my definition? For any identifiable object or for any identifiable real life thing or for any entity, when the feature can be identified by any facts, any raw information or any information, then it can be considered as the data. Okay. So for any real life identifiable object, the information is considered as data. Now we are focusing on the information. When you can see that it's a information, for example, if I say that a person name is Rahul, that is the data. A person surname is Roy, that is the data. A person height is, for example, 5 feet. A person color complexion is fair. Okay, we are fetching this particular data on isolated format. Now we are concreting this data in some meaningful information. For example, person name is Rahul Roy and Rahul Roy color complexion is fair and Rahul Roy height is, for example, 5 feet 6 inch. Okay, so now that is considered as the information about a person whose name is Rahul Roy. So what is the definition for the information? The definition of the information is that should be processed, that should be some meaningful, and that is usable form of the data. Means this passage can be usable to identify a particular person or to record this particular person. So whenever data can be used in some usable format with some meaningful way and in some processed manner, then it's considered as the information. Now we are going to next, what is database, sir? Database meaning is that one of the student asked me the question, sir, 1 minute. No, some student asked me a question, sir, will data mining will be discussed here? No, data mining will not be discussed here. Data mining part will be discussed in your probably in your 5th or 6th semester, that is on data warehousing and data mining, one separate subject in your curriculum, that is DWDM, data mining and data warehousing. So data mining and data warehousing part, data mining concept will be discussed, and that is this subject probably in your 5th semester or in your 6th semester. Means in your 3rd year you will get the knowledge about the data mining or data warehousing concept. Okay, here we are going to discuss about the database only and the characteristics of the database and the working of the databases. Okay, hope you understand my point. Next, the thing is that databases. When we say that what is the databases, database meaning is that database is a collection of the similar kinds of information. Whenever informations are collected in some meaningful way, so some related or some similar kind of information or data are categorized as a collection, okay, then it can be considered as the databases. Now we are going to our main question. Then sir, what is the database management system? Database management system is considered as a program or a software module or a set of rules. You may consider it's a program, you may consider it's a software, you may consider it's a sets of rule that is basically used to create, to delete, to insert, to update, basically to manipulate the database or the database item or the data item or the information from your own database. Means within your database, whenever you want to insert some data, whenever you want to delete some data, whenever you want to modify some data, whenever you want to update some data, whenever you want to characteristics of the data, whenever you want to change the type of the data, then this kind of certain rules or this kind of programs give you some instruction that you should be permitted to work with in that manner. Then it is considered as the database management system. So here the database management system can be considered as the set of rules or software, or maybe considered as the set of programs that is for the database creation, deletion, updation, manipulation and the modification purposes. Okay, so that is the hierarchy of the data information database and the database management system. Okay. Next is the database management system. Here we already discussed that thing. In our database management system, it contains the information about some particular enterprise. You may consider, you may take examples, for example like UVM. For the UVM database management system, here some interrelated collection of data, means within a database, within a Dbms, some interrelated separate database may be there. For example, I already give you the example that at an university premises, number of database may be there: library database, student database, office database, faculty database, different kind of interrelated databases are there. Okay, set of programs to access the data. Okay, set of programs to access the data, meaning is that here some specific set of rules or set of programs or set of logics are there to handle this data. And lastly, an environment that is both convenient and efficient to use. Obviously, means you need within your database, you need some kind of a convenient and some user efficient methods that should be for the user friendly manner, that should be used for the user friendly manner. Means in your university databases, you need some kind of a user friendly atmosphere. Okay, one of you asked me a question, what is the main difference between the data and the information? The single point difference is that data may be considered as the unit element and information may be considered as the multiple of data. Got my point? Means, for example, whenever you may know the number system, if I say that the whole computer world is made with 0 and 1, so here 0 and 1 may be considered as the unit element, and whenever you are creating some number like 101, 100, 111, 001, so that is a collection of the unit element, that is 0 or 1. So here the same thing. Data is considered as the raw facts or the isolated facts about any identifiable object. Okay, and here the information may be considered as the collection of the data but in some meaningful way. So data can be considered as a single term and information can be considered as a plural term of the data, but that should be in some meaningful way. Hope it is understandable to you. Okay, 1 minute. Next we are focusing on the next part, that is the database management system application. So you can see that thing, that here you can see that some database management system applications are there. First you read the statement, then I am going to discuss that thing. First you read the statement please. Yes, several type of examples are there. Several type of examples are there. Next, the database applications examples are there. In banking purposes, for the transaction purposes, we may use database management system. Okay, means in bank we know that thing. Nowadays in bank everything is computerized to handle all the customer database, customer balance, customer transactions. All records are computerized, and maximum banks are use same kind of a software. You may know that thing, that the Finacle, basically the banking software name is Finacle, that is considered as the financial oracle. Okay, so financial oracle that is handled by the Infosys. Okay, Finacle that is handled by the Infosys for the CBS, core banking solution purposes. Maximum banks use the single type of software for that purposes. Okay, so for banking purposes we may use database management system. Okay, and for the airline reservation purpose, or make some entries, make some customer database for different kind of purpose, we may use database management system. For scheduling of the flight, for flight direction, flight seat information, okay, timetable information, cabin crew information, all these things, for all the purposes we may use database management system. Okay, in universities, that is a great example of the databases. Nowadays without databases we can't think about the university office procedure. Means if you just imagine that without computerized system, is that possible to handle all the things in a university? Means all the work should be in a manual purposes, means using some writing pads, using some files, using some notebooks. That is nowadays it's quite impossible. Nowadays it's quite impossible. So in universities, for the registration purpose, for the class management, for the notes management, for the students management, library management, project management, okay, grievance management, for any kind of any other management placements, for any kind of activities, you need some kind of a database, and this database should be interlinked to each other for the better output or the better optimization purposes. Okay, next we are focusing on the sales. So in sales, that is very important to handle the customer data. If you are visiting any of the shopping mall or shopping arcade or any store specifically, so whenever you are visiting, they are trying to get your mobile number. First they are asking for your mobile number. So whenever you are putting your mobile number, they are viewing that you are new customer or the existing customer in that particular store, or what is your order history in previous, or what type of order you have been made here. Okay, so using some user database, they give you some subscription, they give you some offer, or they customize some offer maybe for you. So nowadays for the sales purpose, customer database is the main important part. That what is the customer address, what is the customer mobile number, customer delivery timing, preferred timing, everything is there. So in our e-commerce, nowadays in our e-commerce, Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, Shopperstop, lots of e-commerce websites are there. Nowadays in every business, without e-commerce, that is quite impossible to fulfill their goal. Each and every product nowadays, from your water bottle to shoe, everything can be sold through the e-commerce website. Okay, so in e-commerce website, they are handling large number of databases. They are handling large number of databases. For example, if you think about the Amazon basically Amazon are handling all their databases using their own database software, that is the AWS, Amazon Web Services, Amazon Directory, Amazon databases. Okay, so nowadays the most famous any of the e-commerce website, what is considered as the more strong e-commerce website, that is depending on their customer database. Okay, so which particular e-commerce website have more customer database, they are considered as the more powerful nowadays, and they send you some customized offer for you. Okay, so in sales, customer database handling, we need database. For products, okay, how many type of products are there, what is the price of the products, what is the origin city of the products, what is the color of the products, how we change the specification of products. If for any kind of purpose we need the databases. And for purchase records means what is the selling history, what is the buying history, what is the address of the customer, what is the delivery address of the customer, what is the shipping address of the customer. Lots of informations are required to handle in the purchase section. So for that purposes database is required. And for online retailer, we already discussed that thing. For online tracking, customized recommendation, for manufacturing purposes, for the production unit to store the information about the current production, yearly production, monthly production, weekly production. For this kind of things we need the database. For the inventory management purposes, to check the order, to check the supply chain or logistic management. And nowadays even for your human resources, whenever you are moving to the industry or whenever you are moving to the job world, that time you see that thing that 1 or 2 person should be there, that is considered as the human resource manager. And this human resource manager handle all your information, your demographic information, your employee details, your leave, number of leaves, your salary, your increment, your appraisal, means whatever information are related to you, all this information are managed by the human resource management people. Okay, so for the large human resource management we need this kind of a database. Think about the Tata, the organization or the Tata. So here in Tata, for near about lakhs of people's information are managed by the human resource database management software. Okay, so database can be very large. Nowadays we have no problem with our storage. Within 300 or 400 rupees we can purchase near about 64 GB, 128 GB of storage from anywhere. Within 200 bucks we may purchase near about 8 GB or 16 GB of the storage or different kind of it. That is user friendly storage, that is your thumb drive, pen drive, solid state drive, whatever. Okay, so nowadays the storage is not a problem, the main problem is the time. So database may be very large and database may be aspects all part of our life. If I completely say database may be cover all part of our human life, means from starting from your early morning to your sleeping time, everything whatever you are accessing through your mobile, whatever you are maintaining, your biometric, everything that is covered by the databases. So these are the broad aspects of the databases. Okay, so next we are focusing on some database system application. So previous we discussed about some basic application, next we are discuss about some enterprise application. If you are know about some of the software or some of the software systems that is considered as the SAP Labs, mainly the product SAP or SAP is delivered by the SAP Labs. So SAP is an enterprise collection, SAP is an enterprise kind of a software. So in large organization where the number of employees or the number of students, means where the number of manpower is more than 1000, 2000 or 5000, here this kind of a enterprise solution is basically used. Okay, so SAP is an example. Okay, so in SAPs there are multiple modules are there. Some sales module are there for an e-commerce website, some sales module is there to record the customer database, to record the product history, to record the purchase history. So within a system means SAP is a kind of a enterprise solution. And how many people are connected with this particular enterprise solution, means each of the employee, each of the facility manager, each of the students or each of the stakeholder. Moreover, you can say that for any organization who are used basically the SAPs or this kind of enterprise solution, for each of the stakeholder they are providing some user ID and some password or some passcode or some PIN number, whatever. Okay, so using this user ID and PIN or passcode they are accessing some of the modules. So different modules are provided within a solution. Sales module are there, they are basically used for the sales people. Some accounting module within this SAP, okay, for the payment purposes, for the payment invoice generation purposes, for the tax generation purposes, for the receipt information, okay, for the GST information, for all this information, some accounting module is within a customized solution SAP. Okay, so account people may are going to provide some access for that purposes. For the human resource purposes, some solution is there, some human resource module are there. For the manufacturing purposes, some manufacturing module are there within this labs. Okay, some supply chain tracking inventories are there, and for the retailer or the online retailer, some sales data, order tracking, some recommended list, this kind of information are there. So meanwhile, my basic motto is that we need a single page accessing page where we put my user ID and passcode or password, and after that we are view all these sales, accounting, HR, manufacturer, online retailer, all these segments, but that should be depend on your accessibility. Means who are customer putting their ID and password, see only the product page. Who are manager, he or she may view the manufacturing or the HR page. Who are account personnel, after login, he or she are provided the right to view the sales or the accounting, this kind of part. Okay, so here the database system or the database may be categorized in some enterprise solution, and that is very helpful for the industry personnel. Okay, so next slide is for the some basics example. Again the same thing, that is the database system application for the bank and finance for all the banking purposes, account, loan, customer, for credit card transaction management, for credit card information, monthly statement generation, purchase of the card, for loan management. Okay, application management, processing, pipeline, viewing, approval, EMI management, for all these purposes we use the database application. For the airline, reservation, scheduling, for telecommunication, call record management, monthly bill generation, we use that thing. Next, for the university database example, we already discussed that thing. Some application program example are there. Adding new students for the registration, instructor, course. Okay, generate the class roster, different kind of things are there. Assign the grades to the students, compute the grade point, GPA, generate the transcript, collect the grievances, schedule the exams. In early days, database application were built directly on top of the file system. Okay, so these are the application of the university database. Next we are, but now we are focusing on a very important term. The term is that, sir, from the starting of the classes you are discussing about the advantages. Meaning is that how database management system or how the DBMS are connected to us for the meaningful way, means for helping our human life, how this database management system or DBMS are required. Now we are focusing on some of the drawback that is interconnected to the file system to store the data. Means in normal file system, what type of problems are there? Data redundancy and inconsistency are there. Means you are maintaining an Excel. For example, you are maintaining an Excel. You are putting entries of 1000 students. First is Rahul Roy, next is Shomik Ghosh, third is, for example, Porna Datto, fourth is someone others, like that. Okay. So for example, after 600 of lines, you put again the name Rahul Roy. After 800 line, again you put the name Porna Datto. Okay, so got my point. Meaning is that in traditional file system, there is chances of the redundancy. There is a chances of the inconsistency. Means you make some multiple file format in the sense, for example, in Excel 5 columns are there. For example, for someone you put total 6 column, means some additional information are added in right side column. This column is extra. Okay, duplication of information is possible, redundancy of information is possible, yes, but this kind of situation can be faced in normal or previous file system. Okay, sometimes we are facing to accessing the data in this traditional file system. For example, in Excel, if you want to import the data through some VLOOKUP procedure or through some other procedure, sometimes you face some error that is due to the data type. Means in a cell you are put some numeric numbers is there, so in the same cell in next row you can't put the character information. So this kind of problems are there in accessing the data. Some data isolation is there. Data isolation meaning is that for example you are creating for first 100 students one separate file, for next 150 people separate file. So multiple file are required. Sometime multiple file format may be possible. For example, that for section A people we are maintaining an Excel file, for the section B people we are maintaining a PDF file, and for the section C people we are maintaining a notepad file for the student information. So some data isolation chances can be there. And integrity problem are there. Integrity problem that whenever you are trying to link up all this data in some meaningful way, then there is a lack of the integrity. Lack of the integrity meaning is that, for example, you have one Excel file. I give you the Excel file through the pen drive. You open the Excel file, change or delete 10 or 15 row, and next you save the file, and next you copy this data from your pen drive to your friend computer, and then you are viewing the file. Meaning is that the same file, maybe the file name is same, I have some different view and your friend might have some different view. So here there is a chances of the integrity problems. Okay, so for example that I am viewing the PDF file, your friends is viewing the PDF file. So in this PDF file, if you want to add some new entry or if you want to change some data, then that is a very problematic situation for that. So these are the traditional problem with our file system. We should overcome the same thing in our databases. And as well as there are some drawback with our update as well. Update meaning is that, for example, that you are copying some data at the same time. If you change the data in the file, then there is some problem of the atomicity. Okay, so how we can handle these things, we are going to discuss that thing in later part. Okay, so next is that there are some more problems with the file system, that is the concurrent access of the multiple user. We already discussed that thing, that whenever you are fetching a single file by near about 10 or 15 people, then it may be a problematic situation. If in this particular file, if some data crash is there, then 10% should be hampered. So we need to focus on that part as well. Okay, so in uncontrolled concurrent data access, if someone changes the original file type, then other person should be hampered. We need to focus on that part. And as well as the last thing is that some security problems are there. We need to focus on the security part as well. Okay, so database system moreover offer solution to all the above problem, and we need to focus on that thing. Okay, so these are the drawbacks of the normal traditional file system. In our database we overcome all these things. Okay, so I hope that for today these are quite sufficient, because it's already 10:22. You have 8 minutes to complete your quiz. Okay, you have 8 minutes to complete your quiz. The link is already circulated to you in your class messages, and the same link is provided here in your screen for your beneficiary. Now your task is that complete your quiz through this Google link. Okay, attend all these questions, and after that save the quiz. Okay, and one thing should be keep in your mind, that you should complete the quiz by 11:30. After that the link will be closed automatically. So no one, please don't request me, sir, I am not attending the quiz, because within time you should attend your quiz. Okay, and instruction is already given to you. Please don't miss any of the lecture session. If you miss any of the lecture session, then that will be very hampering situation for you. Okay, and if you miss for emergency, my YouTube link is live, all time saved. You may see that thing here. Okay, and I will surely share my slides and notes, whatever, and the PPT to you. Okay, so now I am reading out some of the question. So in the meantime, complete your quiz. Okay, so and one more thing, number of people send me WhatsApp message. In my WhatsApp number. So whenever you are sending message, please mention your name, roll number, and your section. Okay, in your message please put your name, roll number, and section. 3 information: name, roll number, and section. Then put your query. Okay, so it will be very good for me. Whenever I am answering all this query, I maybe address to your name only. Okay, So whenever you are sending me questions or query, please share your name, roll number and your section as well, please. Okay. So someone sent me the question, sir, can you please share the PPT? Yes, I will surely share the PPT. Which book we should follow? The book name is Database Management System by Korth. Publication name is DMH Tata McLaughlin. Okay. Hope I am answerable. Next, data redundancy. Once again, explain. Data redundancy. Data redundancy is a very important term. Gaurav from section T, roll number 23. Gaurav, data redundancy is a very important concept. Data redundancy meaning is that, for example, whenever you are saving your data, that in a file, if customer information is there, so one customer name is Rahul Roy and mobile number is some specific mobile number is there. Okay, so whenever you are creating a customer database, after 10,000 of line or 5,000 of line, again if you are repeating the same name Rahul Roy and the same mobile number, then it is considered as the replication of the data. So this replication of the data may create some problem. One is in your size, because one row is extra in your database, and another problem is that whenever you are fetching the row, so whenever you are fetching the data may be fetched from both of the row, so it may be a duplicacy error. Means whenever you are printing the name from this particular database through some importing tools, then maybe the name may be printed twice or 2 times. So that is the problem of the data redundancy. We should remove this kind of data redundancy in our databases. Okay, hope it should be understandable. Next, Simran, I already give you response. Next is which book? Another Dbms Korth. Yes, you send me the PDF. Yes, that is. Please mention your name, then it will be very good. Next, what is the difference between data and information? I already give the answer. Please mention your name, roll number. Next query is, sir, what will be the meaning of the data? Okay, data mining will be discussed here in this subject. No, data mining will not be discussed here. Next query, sir, can you please send the syllabus and PPT? Yes, I will surely send. And rest of the people are saying me that, sir, you are perfectly audible and visible. Okay, thank you to all of you. So from next class onwards, whenever you are sending me the query, please send your name, roll number and your section, so that it should be better for you all. Okay. And Simran again send me, sir, I have downloaded the book. Can you please tell which topic should we do from the first chapter? Don't as it is follow the book. Book is for your helping purpose. Book is for your helping purpose. I will explain each and every part of your syllabus here. Okay. Don't focus on a single book. I will cover your syllabus from multiple sources. Okay, so that's why no need to focus on a single book. Korth is your textbook. You can get all this information, all this related kind of information from Korth. Okay, so in chapter 1, that is not necessary to follow only the chapter 1 introductory part. Okay, my slides today, my slide is prepared from multiple chapters. Okay, means redundancy basically is a duplication error which should be reduced. Yes, Gaurav. It's like that. We are discussing more about redundancy in later part. Okay, so now I am closing my session and hope that you enjoy your classes session. I will share all these materials. So complete your quiz by 11:30. Otherwise, it will be closed automatically. Okay, so we will meet at next session. That is probably on today is Tuesday. That is probably on Thursday from 1 p.m. Probably. Okay, so thank you to all of you for viewing my session. Okay, hope we will meet very soon in next session. Thank you.